Israel and conversations between the secretary and his counterpart in Israel and the sharing of information about what comes next. You know, the world's on pins and needles about whether or when Israel may strike Iran. What's the tenor of the conversation and frequency between either the E-ring here and Secretary Austin and his counterpart?
Yeah, so your last question there. I mean, as you know, Secretary Austin and Minister Gallant have a close working relationship. They talk frequently. I don't have any new calls to read out since the last one, but as one could imagine, I'm sure there will be one again in the near future, and again, we'll read that out. As we have been from the beginning, those conversations are very focused on the situation in the Middle East, the tensions in the Middle East, the defense of Israel, but also looking at ways to ensure that what we're seeing there does not escalate into a wider regional conflict, and to work toward a diplomatic resolution of the tensions. So I can tell you from a U.S. perspective, that doesn't change. We continue to seek the conditions to enable a ceasefire in Gaza and a reduction of the tensions along the Israel-Lebanon border so that folks can return back to their homes.
Can I ask you that? Are they sharing at all their intentions for a potential retaliatory strike on Iran, even in the broadest of detail?
Yeah, I mean, as we've highlighted, we're certainly talking with Israel about their next steps as it relates to any type of response from Iran's 1 October attack. But I'm not going to speak for Israel in terms of what they may or may not do. I'd refer you to them.
Are they going to give you a heads up of some kind of imminent action? Did they make any commitment on that?
Yeah. Again, I'd refer you to Israel to talk about what they may or may not do. Tony, we're going to continue to keep the lines of communication open for all the reasons that I highlighted. Joseph.
Thanks. Just staying on Israel, and then I have a second on the Houthis. So today we saw the UN peacekeeping force in Lebanon said that the Israeli army military deliberately targeted their bases, their watchtowers on multiple occasions in the past 24 hours. There was also videos that the Israelis destroyed a Lebanese army watchtower in the south. In the past couple of days, we've seen Israeli military plant an Israeli flag inside of Lebanese territory, on territory that's not disputed between the two. Homes of U.S. officials, current officials, of relatives, of the U.S. People serving in the U.S. government, have been destroyed. Indisputable evidence that there's no Hezbollah weapons there. So how do you square that circle in terms of the support for what you guys have said is Israel's limited ground operations? Or do you condemn any of these that I just mentioned, or do you believe that these align with U.S. interests? Yeah,
thanks, Joseph. So lot to break down there. So first of all, as it relates to the reports that you highlight in terms of UNFIL or LAF, certainly those reports are concerning. I don't have any information to independently corroborate those reports. I'd refer you to the IDF to talk about their operations in that regard. Certainly we do not want to see non-combatants targeted as operations are being conducted. All indications that we have right now is that Israel continues to conduct limited ground operations across the border to remove Hezbollah attack infrastructure. And again, we've highlighted that we fully support Israel's right to defend itself, and we understand the threat that Hezbollah has posed for the last year. Ultimately, at the end of the day, though, again, I'd go back to our belief that for long-term security and stability, the best way to do that is through diplomatic means. So we'll continue to work toward that end.
Just a second. I don't know if you saw the report from Brown University a couple days ago on how much military aid has been sent to Israel and then how much the U.S. campaign against the Houthis has cost. They said it has cost $4.86 billion so far, and that the U.S. military could require an extra $2 billion in the coming months. Can you confirm or take the question or let us know if you have any numbers of how much this specific campaign has cost so far?
Yeah, I haven't seen the report, so I'm just not in a position to comment on it.